At approximately 8 o'clock this morning, I received a telephone call from the Government Relations Office at General Motors informing the City of Janesville of the decision of General Motors to cease production of full-size sport utility vehicles in Janesville effective December 23, 2008. Further, I was informed that General Motors intends to close the Janesville Assembly Facility effective January 5, 2009. At approximately 9:55 this morning, I received the Worker Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act, or WARN notice, from General Motors indicating that 1,253 workers represented by UAW would be indefinitely laid off from the Janesville Assembly Plant when production ceases on or about December 23, 2008. While this announcement was not unexpected, the impact of General Motors' decision on the citizens of Janesville will be dramatic. I believe this decision will affect most residents of Janesville, either directly through a family member or loved one, or indirectly through a neighbor or coworker. I have personal friends that are now facing very difficult decisions concerning their future and that of their families. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all those affected employees. The uncertainty surrounding the timing of the decision to cease production of sport utility vehicles in Janesville has created a certain amount of fear and anxiety in the community. However, in the words of John F. Kennedy, we should not let our fears hold us back from pursuing our hopes. It is my hope, and the hope of the Janesville City Council, that General Motors will continue to be a major part of Janesville for the foreseeable future. During my telephone conversation with General Motors officials, I inquired about the statement that the Janesville Assembly Facility would close effective January 5, 2009, and how to reconcile that with the meeting between General Motors and the delegation of federal, state, county, city, and private interests that occurred on September 12, 2008. During that meeting, a very serious business case proposal was presented to General Motors for continued production in Janesville, while recognizing that continued production of sport utility vehicles was not likely. Following is the response I received from General Motors. While we acknowledge discussions regarding future potential operations in Wisconsin are continuing between GM leadership and Wisconsin government officials, the outcome of these discussions will not change or impact the decision to cease operations in Janesville in December of this year. I believe this statement from General Motors gives the community hope that a continued General Motors presence in Janesville is possible. While production of sport utility vehicles will cease in December, that does not preclude a replacement vehicle, product, or component. To this end, the General Motors Retention Task Force, led by co-chairs Brad Dutcher and Tim Cullen, has continued meetings since September and is working towards another meeting with General Motors. There is still a great deal of work to be done between now and then, but we are hopeful that a positive outcome will be realized. In conclusion, while high gasoline prices and the diminishing market for sport utility vehicles have led to this disappointing decision on the part of General Motors, the community of Janesville must work together for the future. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., we must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope.